Hello, welcome back to the Blissful Heart channel. I am Desiree Lee, here to give you your weekly bliss of fix specifically for twin flames and 3D union. That would be partial or full communication for the week of March 1st to March 7th, 2017. Hey, I've missed you guys. You know, I just needed to take a little break as dictated by Spirit. I know some of you are maybe concerned about me and my health, and you know, I'm fine. I'm great even. You know, there's nothing tragic happening. You know, I do have some health concerns that aren't of a serious nature, but I'm okay. So thank you for those of you that express concern about me and my well-being. And you know, I was doing some combo healing with my friend Sarah Lynchmick, and I'm going to post her website in the description box below if you want to check out her website. She talks all about combo shamanic healing, and you know, if you live in the area, you might want to think about hooking up with her because it's really powerful. It's great even. Okay. So there's so much I want to talk about. Oh my gosh, I just don't even know where to start right now. All right, let's go ahead and start with Queen of Eternity won the Instagram challenge for the month of February. So she won a free 20-minute reading. I'm now starting the month of March Instagram challenge, and I'm changing the hashtag to DF Sisterhood, Divine Feminine Sisterhood. So I know that there might be some Divine Masculines watching, and if you are, you can participate in the DF Sisterhood because after all of our energy are united. We're all masculine, feminine energies. But you know, there was just so many hashtags that were just sisterhood. I had to differentiate it. And again, it's important to tag me at Blissful Heart in your posts so that I'm aware that you posted something, and it kind of alerts me when you tag me at Blissful Heart. And I have the description or the information on how to participate in the description box below. So if you want to try to win a free 20-minute reading, check that out. What else? I want to thank all of my subscribers always. You know, you guys really mean a lot to me. I'm celebrating my 1-year YouTube anniversary this month. It's so funny because I went back to see when I posted my first energy reading video on my YouTube channel. It was March 21st, 2016, which happens to be my twin flame's birthday. And at that time, we hadn't reconnected yet. So, yeah, I didn't even really know I was a twin flame at that time. So gosh, so much has happened in the last year. And as a thank you to you, I want to give everybody 10% discount on all of my readings except for the yes/nos. So 20-minute readings, 45-minute readings. The Skype readings are even going to be on a 10% discount. I highly recommend Skype. I mean, I know it's only for 45-minute readings. I don't do Skypes for 20, but it's so worth it to have that interaction with you and you to be able to ask me questions, or you know, we can kind of do a build your own energy reading with our psychic reading, which is really fun. Let's see. So yeah, I have the coupon code in the description box below if you want to go to my website, DesireeNicoleLee.com. And some people ask me how do I do this? And it's you go to my website and I just have it in the shop, it'll be 25-minute reading or 45-minute reading. But then when you click to buy it, it'll take you through the steps of which reading do you want to do. And so I've rolled out 4 new kinds of spreads, and these are 20-minute spreads. So if you choose to do a 50-50 for a 45-minute reading, then you can do 2 20-minute spreads, which is pretty cool. So I have obviously I have twin flame and soul journey readings still, but then I've added the 2 choice spread, which if you're torn between 2 men or women, or 2 choices, maybe you want to move, one party wants to move to New Mexico, the other party wants to move to Bali, we can kind of take a look at what those 2 choices will look like. And then I also have a relocation spread for anyone that's thinking about moving. It kind of tells you what your social life will look like, what your love life would look like, what your career life would look like if you moved. I also have the Unleash Your Goddess, and that's a 9-card spread that has your present, your recent past, and your near future. So it's not just a 3-card, it's a 9-card. And then I have a Step Into Your Power, and that takes a look at your magical manifestation energy, your creative energy, your ability to create prosperity in your life. So it kind of just looks at where you're blocked and what you can do to unstuck yourself. And yes, I think I got everything. I just am trying to speak so fast. I'm going to start doing 2 different kinds of readings now. I'm no longer going to do the energy readings. And, you know, I was getting that message from Spirit This is actually something that I've been wanting to roll out for a while, and I've just kind of been waiting for me to be able to do that. For those of you that have been following me since the beginning of my twin flame readings, you know that I used to do like divine masculine, divine feminine, and I would just kind of compare it, heart, mind, and action. I even did an energy one, but I'm not doing that anymore. But I am going to roll out, I'm now doing 2 different spreads. One is for 5D, spiritual plane, people that are in non-communication. And then one is, but you know what, that actually applies to everybody because we're all in a spiritual plane. But there's just some more challenges that come up for those of us in partial or full communication, partial union, as I like to say. And so I've been wanting to separate it. And for a while, I was told not to because it was creating, I felt like it was creating a negative energy for the people that weren't in union yet. And so I just had to wait for that energy to clear with them so that they could be in a space of peace, which hopefully if you are in 5D and are just watching this out of curiosity, like I just want you to know that I can feel that you have shifted. And I did the 5D reading spread first, and so I know for sure that energy has shifted, and I'm really excited about that. The Divine Feminine in 5D is definitely in a new state of evolution on her journey, or his. So I think I've covered everything. Did I talk fast enough? I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute right now. So let's get started, yeah? I'm going to do a numerology card that kind of talks about the overall energy and lesson that's taking place for twin flames in partial or full communication 3D experience, March 1st to the 7th spirit. What is the overall energetic lesson or energy? We have health, card 71. Interesting. You know, I'm going to talk about it in a minute because I'm going to pull the Journey of Love card. But I do know why that's up. I know why that came up. And then for Journey of Love, Spirit, what would you like to share in terms of the overall lesson or energy of twin flames in full or partial communication, 3D, March 1st to the 7th? The Christ Flame, card 31. Oh, I love this card. Okay, so I'm going to pull those cards up now, and then we'll get deeper into the rest of the spread. So we have the health card. Now this can be, yeah, like get some exercise, eat right. And what my original hit that I got when I pulled it is that some of you in this full partial communication, you know, are really being tested, right? I mean, this is what I've been trying to explain to the people in the 5D is this like 3D communication is a whole nother level of challenge. I mean, there's definitely like a strong mirroring that takes place when our twin is like up close and personal, either verbally or physically or both. And so it really brings to surface some, you know, codependent issues that you might have believed you healed, right? And so I can tell you that like I believe that this is really about self-care, self-love. So that health card is, yes, it's about like take care of yourself, especially if your divine masculine is triggering you. That's only a call out to go more deeper into your own spiritual healing, your own self-love journey, really to focus on taking care of yourself. And I mean, woo, since that new moon cleared, I've just been feeling fired up about my business and like really focusing on my career and myself and taking care of me. Now, that's not to say that things are bad between my twin and I, because they're not. It's just that there's like triggers that I'm dealing with in terms of commitment and fears that I have about him. It gets complicated. Okay, so, and you know what I want to say, I think I already mentioned it, but Spirit channels different messages through me, and I really, like when I come in, I'm really organic, other than like the first 5 or 10 minutes when I'm reading my notes of things I want to cover. Like after that, I'm totally off the cusp, just saying whatever comes out of my mouth. And so typically I won't repeat messages unless Spirit guides me to do so, but there's definitely some really cool messages in the 5D video as well. Okay, so then we have the Christ Flame. And this is about, oh wait, Spirit wants me to mention real quick that the health issue also, the health card also applies to our divine masculines. I believe the Spirit is guiding them to take better care of themselves and nourish themselves. And this showed up on their 5D energy about just like getting more devoted to their career and their sense of stability in their life. Okay, so that too is a call out to the divine masculine. And since you're in partial or full communication, maybe you can make some suggestions if you feel like he or she is not on that track. Maybe you can kind of brag about what you're doing and inspire him or her. Okay. This is cool that I get to talk to you guys like this. This is nice because I haven't been able to do that. I didn't want to create a rift. Now this video is titled 3D. I feel like, yes, okay. So the Christ flame is really about what all twin flames are acclimating to, or accelerating to, right? We're accelerating to this Christ-like energy, this energy of being healers. Once we step into our power, and this is, in theory at this point, but once all of us, or once any of us, so once we come into full union, we are blessed with a gift of Christ-like healing. Okay, so I know that like Reiki is inspired by Christ-like healing. I have seen some pretty amazing healing taking place with clients of mine in Reiki energy healing, and every once in a while, I can tell you that I've cleared colds or viruses out of my body like that. Like, I mean, it is miraculous what I can do with myself on a smaller scale. So this is this idea of us, in order for us to be in a space of being Christ-like, we have to heal all of our own wounds. And that's not just physical wounds, although they can manifest as physical, They also can manifest as, emotional wounds and mental wounds, like I say wounds, but it's like things that aren't of pure love and light, and that's not to say that we're not allowed to be human. Of course we are still human, but it is this idea of elevating our consciousness. And so I see that too, as working with our divine masculines and getting them into that space. So yes, I mean, at this point in this journey, for those of you that are on the exact same energy frequency as me in terms of full communication, partial union, I know that that you can see how difficult it is for your twin as well. I mean, we are both mirroring each other. And one of the things I find the most complicated in this part of the union is remembering to plug into spirit and remembering that that I can't help him. I mean, we can be of assistance, right? But we can't fix them. And that is a divine feminine issue, right? We want to fix everybody. So please remember that. You cannot fix your twin. Don't devote all of your time and energy into trying to fix him or her, okay? All right, so let's take a look. I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, and then I'm going to also do a secondary card in the same space with the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. So Spirit of Love and Light, for twins in 3D union, or full or partial union, what is the current heart space of the Divine Masculine for March 7th to the 1st to the 7th? Clarity of belief. Heck yeah. In his heart, he is feeling certain about his twin flame union, okay? He may not recognize it as twin flame, but his heart feels the love for his divine counterpart. And whether his actions are 100% on point with that or not, is going to be different for everybody. But his heart is in a space of love, yeah? And then for the Divine Feminine, what is her current energy in this 3D full partial communication, March 1st to the 7th, Spirit? New vitality, card 1. Heck yeah, I feel that. I am feeling so, oh, look at that. It's 1-1. We got 11 there in the heart space. Beautiful. Inspired. Okay, and so I'm going to pull them all again. This is, kind of similar to how I do in the other readings that I'm no longer going to do, or at least for now I'm not. What is the mental space of the Divine Masculine 3D Spirit, March 1st to the 7th? Card 6, Healing Begins. That is mental healing, yes. And then for the Divine Feminine, what is her mental energy? Oh my God, 6-6, you guys. 6, believe and succeed. What is happening right now? This is freaking cool. I think there was like a double in the 5D one too, but this is double. We got 1-1 in the heart, 6-6 in the mind. Oh my God, that's so synchronized, you guys. Okay, and then the action space. What is the current action for Divine Masculine in 3D, March 1st to the 7th? Card 8, Helpless and Hopeless. That's the action, okay? And then for the Divine Feminine, what is her action in 3D, Spirit, March 1st to the 7th? March 1st to the 7th. Card 5, Feeling Alone. Oh my God, we both got shitty cards. For our action, that does not look good. Hopefully, the Dreams of Gaia Tarot can make that a little bit more optimistic, because it does not look positive for the action. So, Dreams of Gaia, echoing card 1, Clarity of Belief in the heart space for Divine Masculine. We have the King of Water, card 14. That's beautiful, really. For him to have clarity, belief, and King of Water, that is like emotional mastery. And then for the Divine Feminine, backing up her new Vitality card in the heart space, what do we have? We have card 2. This is overcoming duality, polarity, integration. Yes, interesting. That is, I mean, it's about integrating and not being in a space of polarity. Okay, so then in the mental space for the Divine Masculine, backing the healing begins, we have, oh my goodness, King of Air. We got another king. That's double kings. So mentally, he's having a lot of clarity. Clarity of thought. Healing, yes. And then for the Divine Feminine, in her mental space, she has Believe and Succeed. And card 2, this is teamwork, yeah? Needing to work together. And I think that card actually did show up in the 5D, but I want to say it showed up in the Divine Masculine space. Okay, so then backing up the Helpless and Hopeless for the action card. Spirit, please offer us some light on this Helpless and Hopeless card for Divine Masculine. We have Destiny, card 16. Interesting. My original hit is that he has to feel that way in order for things to change. And then for the Divine Feminine, she's got Feeling Alone in her action space. And the 8 of Air. Oh, this one I can't remember. You know, again, I've had this deck for about 5 days now, so I've been working with it every day. The 8 of Air, I feel like this has got like a heavy tone to it. I can't remember. Okay, and then I just want to like stare at the card. Okay, so then I'm gonna pull the Rumi card, and then I'll like reflect and come back. Okay, so Brother Rumi, Spirit of Love and Light, what would you like to share with twins in full or partial union for the month of March 1st to March 7th? What advice do you have for us? Sacred Phoenix Heart, 21. I feel like we've had this one before. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to sit with the cards and then I will be right back. Okay, so I sat with the cards and yeah, I was right about that 8 of Air. We'll get to that though. All right, so just as a reminder, right, we have the health and the Christ flame as our overall energy. So to me, it's just kind of speaking about this need to really nurture and take care of ourselves, to elevate to a higher state of consciousness so that we can become these Christ-like healers to help heal the planet. And so I kind of feel like it's telling us that everything that's happening this week is trying to push us and elevate us to this space of perfect health and of Christ-like energy, right? Pure love, pure light. All right, so in the heart space, we have Clarity to Belief and King of Water for the Divine Masculine, and then we have New Vitality and 2 of Air for the Divine Feminine. I mean, really, really optimistic. The 2 of Air can be a little iffy, but so we look at the Divine Masculine, and here he is in this space of clarity of heart. And again, we have the 1-1, which is like 11. Hello. I mean, to me, it's just twin flame all day. But the Divine Masculine in his heart is really feeling a sense of certainty, which is so interesting because in the 5D, the Divine Masculine was feeling like this emptiness, right? So that's for the Divine Masculines that aren't in communication with their twin. And I was saying that they were being called the Divine Masculines were being called to communicate with their twin. But here in the 3D, the Divine Masculine is feeling incredibly certain in his heart space about his Divine Feminine. Now, for some of you that are in like very limited conversation with your twin and you're kind of like, well, if that's true, why isn't he calling me every day or she calling me all the time? You know, this is how he feels in his heart or she feels in his heart, and how he chooses to act on that is in the action card. So he may or may not be communicating that to you. My twin and I are in incredibly clear communication about how we feel with each other, and it's very positive. But here it says in the heart space that he's feeling a clarity of belief about his love for his twin. And he's also the King of Water, which is this like mastery of emotion. In fact, it's like a space of a Divine Masculine embracing the feminine, the Divine Feminine within, and being able to accept that being sensitive or emotional or compassionate is not a weak quality, right? Because that's what we've been trying to heal in the men on the planet, like actual physical male beings. But the Divine Masculine in energy is about balancing in some of that feminine energy. And to me, the King of Water is like the essence of the balance of divine masculine and divine feminine within an individual. Okay, especially a man, a physical male body that living in a masculine energy. It could be, if she's a lesbian that leans more to being masculine. Or she could be straight and be very masculine, right? I know there's like straight women that are in the divine masculine, but they could be very aggressive and not permit themselves to be sensitive or emotional. And so here we have this beautiful like clarity of emotion, confidence of emotion, a clarity of belief. I mean, it's just really positive. And so for the divine feminine in her heart space, she has new vitality and the 2 of air. So she too is feeling incredibly inspired. And I definitely am feeling that energy myself, like just feeling like really like excited about my own personal life outside of the twin flame experience. And I hope this is true for all divine feminines in the 3D right now, like just really taking action. Like this is inspired action. This is like doing things, right? And then in the 2 of air, that's like a mental card, right, in the heart space. But it's talking about this balancing of duality, okay? It's actually more specifically about like life is duality or polarity. Like you can look at life in one of 2 ways. You can look at it as like, this is crap and this is good. This is love, this is hate. Like you can make that dichotomy or the separation of the 2, or you can elevate to an integrated belief system, seeing it as like a beautifully balanced dance is how I look at it. It's like a rhythm of the universe of knowing that things aren't always going to be good and things aren't always going to be bad, that everything is always evolving and changing. And what I'm healing from spirit is that in the heart space of the divine feminine, she's finally like getting this more integrated approach of love, of knowing that love isn't always going to be perfect. And there's this whole like reflection on what it is that we're healing as divine feminines, that codependency of jealousy and fear and doubt and neediness, of wanting to be a healer, of wanting to help all the time. And taking that energy and transmuting it to something good. Like, yes, it's okay to be a helper. It's okay to want to help, but just make sure that you're doing it from a space of having a full heart and being excited about your life and coming in with strength and confidence about it. Knowing when to let go and when to surrender. There's definitely like a lot going on here for the divine feminine, because that 2 of air card could be negative or positive. So it really depends on how you're choosing to interpret it, okay? And so we move into the mental space, and we have healing begins, King of Air for the divine masculine, and then we have believe and succeed, and the 2 of fire or 2 of wands for the divine feminine. So again, we have the 6-6. Now, I've always associated 6-6 with unity. So mentally and in the heart space, emotionally and mentally, the divine masculine and feminine are very united. There's like so much harmony going on mentally and emotionally, which is awesome, and I still believe it holds true. Like, and what I was always saying when I did these spreads in the past is like, everything starts on an energetic level. So emotion is like a lighter energy. Mental it can be a denser energy. Like in terms of chakras, it's a lighter energy. But I feel like the heart is more able to receive energy than the mind can be, because it's so egoic, right? But here, the mind of the divine masculine is healing, okay? So it's accompanied with the King of Air. Now, the King of Air can be a very positive card. It can also have some negative aspects to it, because it can be a rigidity of the mind. But for me, how I'm interpreting it based on these 2 cards together, also inspired by the fact that he has King of Water in his heart, is that he's having a lot of, or she is having a lot of mental clarity and healing thoughts that have been detrimental to him or her. So I'm really seeing this beautiful evolution taking place in the divine masculine of being healed on multiple levels. His heart is feeling clear and open. Mentally, he's healing and starting to get, I feel like, a sense of awareness of where his thoughts are weaker, are like non-productive, and really trying to kind of shift his perspective into a more beneficial and like fruitful, prosperous place, okay? And here, the divine feminine is believe and succeed in the two of fire, which the two of fire is like teamwork and needing to work together. So I'm seeing the divine feminine again. This is what I mentioned last week, or 2 weeks ago now it is that the divine feminine is starting to connect with her sisters or his brothers. But I'm seeing the divine feminine having this awareness of like, I can't do this all alone. And I can make friends and not tell everybody that I'm a twin flame. Like, that's not necessary. Being that I do what I do, I'm a yoga teacher and I'm a psychic and, I'm in an energy healer. Like, I'm in the realm of people that are totally open to hearing it. So for me, it's a very safe space to communicate my twin flame experience. But you might not be in that space, and that's okay. Like I was saying, you can always refer to it as more soulmates or something like that, and people are like way more willing to accept the concept of soulmate as opposed to twin flame, because I feel like some people feel left out if they're not a twin flame. Like they feel like, oh, well, you just think you're special, huh? And it's totally not about being special, right? It's a gift for sure, but like in terms of an egoic specialness, no. I don't put that energy into it. I do feel blessed though, and we are blessed. So I see the divine feminine believing and succeeding. And again, I've just been getting a lot of career energy. I did a new moon intention read, and that was all about career and money and abundance and prosperity. So I'm really feeling like inspired action still that was in the heart space. It's also in the mental space. The divine feminine is believing and succeeding in all of her goals, not just twin flame. It's like outside of twin flame. And yes, this partnership, this teamwork can be with our twin too, because we are in communication with our twin, right? So those of you that are in more communication than others or whatever, if you're able to communicate with your twin, like, go ahead and communicate. Like, I think we can work. Like, I don't think there's any obstacle we can't overcome. And whatever obstacle is here and presenting itself right now is something that we can work through, because I believe in us. I have no doubt. And again, it totally, because Spirit's wanting to say, like, some of you are not in that space yet, and trust me, that space will present itself to you when it's perfectly timed. And if it's not like something that you are in that space with, like maybe you just had some giant mirroring confrontation with your twin and you're not able to have a healthy and productive conversation like that. And so Spirit's wanting me to say, yeah, when you get triggered by your twin, go ahead and take a little time off. If it feels right. If your twin is actively trying to work things out with you, then obviously don't like push him away or her away. Work and having that conversation, but make sure that you're capable of doing it from an enlightened space and not a space of hurt. While it is fair to be emotional, you don't want to say anything that can't be unsaid is what I'm trying to say. And that's just like part of our work that we do in this experience. We look for healthy relationships, right? So, this this second phase of the union, in the communication zone is really learning about healthy, functional relationships. And how does that work? Because I can guarantee that 90% of you, or maybe even more, 99, have had nothing but dysfunctional relationships. And so we're teaching ourselves how to be healthier in our relationships, okay? So this is, very optimistic, on both sides. And then we move into the action space, okay? So the divine masculine has helpless, hopeless, and destiny. And the divine feminine has feeling alone and the 8 of air, which I was right about that 8 of air card. Okay, so I feel like the divine masculine is in his action space is kind of feeling like he's not capable of being your partner yet, or, I feel like he or she is definitely feeling some almost like a victim type of energy in terms of making the relationship work or having the relationship work in his or her life currently. So whatever is going on with your divine masculine, he is being healed. Trust and know that, all right? And trust and know that he is only feeling helpless and hopeless because he wants to be with you, right? He wants to. And this destiny card is like, don't fear. Divine feminine and divine masculine, if you're watching, don't fear, because what is taking place is designed to break you open divine masculine, to help you release those things that will not serve in this twin flame union. Okay, so I feel like it's almost important for anybody when they're feeling helpless and hopeless to actually be in that space. Like, that feeling of helpless and hopeless really drives you to connect with a higher power. It drives you into a space of like motivated action of like, I'm going to change this. I don't like the way this feels, and I'm going to change this. And so the Destiny card talks about that this is all part of the design. This is part of the plan. There's nothing wrong here. Everything is right. Yeah. And then for the divine feminine, she's feeling alone in her action space. I mean, it just contradicts the heart and the mind, you know, but same with the divine masculine in the action space. And then the 8 of air is like ego. Okay. So this is like, the 8 of air is like, your egoic mind is telling you that you're all alone. And guess what? That is part of the divine feminine healing. Okay. So for those of you that are in a similar situation as me, where you're in that partial union, full communication, where, you know, your twin lives across the country or across the world, whatever, we can slip into that space of like needing them in our life, physically being in our presence, right? And so this 8 of air card is like, this is your ego talking, okay? You need to really take a hard look at the thoughts that you're putting into this union and into your life. Like, what are you setting yourself up for? Okay, because if you are putting all sorts of expectations on this union, when it's going to happen, like I just stopped setting timelines for things with my twin, because I mean, I feel I have a loose one, and I feel like that's safe. You know, I have a loose timeline of when I'm going to move there. And it's flexible, okay? I'm allowing spirit to let me know for sure, like when it's appropriate, okay? We have to be in a space of flexibility at all times. We have to practice meditation, and we have to do journaling or do self-awareness, so that we are aware of when we slip into that egoic space of what we want to believe, what we want to need and have, and when we get into that area of organizing a structure for how this union is supposed to work, and then it not fulfilling those expectations and being disappointed. Like, we cannot set ourselves up like that. And you're not alone, right? That moon is on the horizon. That is that divine feminine moon. She's got the lantern in her hand. Like, there's always hope. Same with the helpless and hopeless. It's got the twin flame mountains with the sunrise. There's always hope on the horizon. There's good things coming. So while in the action space, and I really believe this is manifesting because those of you in this 3D wave with me are not able to see your twin as regularly as you would like to, and so and it's the same with your twin. Like, he or she would like to see you too. So there is this kind of helpless, hopeless, alone energy going on. And I mean, even though, I mean, really, those two cards are so much the same. I know they're on the screen, but I want to hold them up here too. It's like a woman looking with her back to us and a man with her back to us. Like, they're both looking at the horizon line. They're both looking to the future. I'm getting chills. They're both hopeful. This is the action, okay? So while the cards have a heavy energy, like, the action actually is a very optimistic one in terms of like looking towards the future as it offering us some peace, yeah? Okay, so let's close with our Sacred Phoenix Heart, card 21. And we have had this card before. So, under the cover of blood, love veils many rose gardens. In total faith, love tenderly guides every lover to the garden of the heart. Reason says the world is limited in 6 directions. There is no way out. Love says there is a way, and I have traveled it many times. And that's totally the energy of the feeling alone and the helpless and hopeless. Like, we are feeling hope. There is love, you know. There is so much love here. How I adore you, your defiant, rebellious heart. It knows that what for the mind is an end is for the heart simply another match to ignite the sacred flames. It eats of love until it is filled, and then becomes hungry again and eats some more. And again and again, it eats of love until it is so full it must simply explode into a sacred fire of passion. It bursts incapable of sustaining old consciousness in the expanse of blessings unlimited, lavished upon it through the great beloved's affection. It would be like attempting to fit an ocean in a teacup. So it does not. It bursts forth like a dying star into spectacular radiance, only to be reborn again, new and hungry for the next feeding frenzy and love's great banquet. How I adore your defiant, spectacular heart. Love guides us through travails that seem impossible. It is not impossible. It does not shy away from any challenge, from any cause. It cannot. It's just love's way. Love says to us, there is always another way. You are receiving this guidance now. This oracle comes with a message for you. You may feel as though you have been wandering in a desert for many years with no oasis in sight. You might have been through darkness, through trials, endured confusion and uncertainty as you sought for your truth, sought divine revelation, and sought your purpose to confirm your plans. Seek no more. The answers are now given, or very soon will be, and the life, the passion, the purpose, it will all come to you in clarity. Does life need to be grasped for? It is bestowed according to grace and destiny. It need not be sought so much as received. The spiritual destiny that calls your soul, even whilst you may feel your bodily ears are deaf to the call, makes your heart leap. It is as though hearing the beloved's voice and stirring an ancient memory of love so powerful moves you, even without you necessarily understanding how or why. So let the life come to you. Be prepared to let the old version of your life pass away into the new life now being born. What does this mean? It means letting go of your striving, your opinions, your doubts, your despair, and your fears. Life wants to happen through you, blazing angel. You don't have to do much other than get out of your own way. Love is your nature. Let it flourish, and life shall unfold accordingly. So that is like this 7 of air and the 2 of air too. And then it also references that destiny card as well for the divine masculine, right? So beautiful. I feel like the divine masculine is just surrendering to destiny. This oracle brings a particular message regarding divine timing, that oh so significant factor in our dreams coming to light. Your time is fast approaching. It may even be now. It may seem least likely to you. There may be great darkness or confusion, and yet the unveiling of the new dawn is closest to the deepest, darkest of nights. Do not turn your back or away from your progress. Your very next steps shall be upon hallowed ground, rendered golden by the rays of the rising sun. Hallelujah. I mean, I feel like there might be a few of you that are going to come into full physical union soon. I know for me that's not that soon, but I guess soon is relative. By soon, I mean like the next 3 months. Not for me, but for some of you, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's place our hands on our heart and say, this sacred phoenix heart is blessed. Through every loss, every grief and sadness, every morning this heart grows strong, ready to ignite into new life, into the dance that is not the funeral procession, but the rite of spring. This heart is ready to leap with new life, to be infused with the joy of innocence and the passion of deepest devotion. How I trust my heart to lead me, guided by the inner voice of love, through all that could possibly be. I am safe. This heart knows the way, and I follow it faithfully now, into the light of a new day, through sacred grace, so be it. Through sacred grace, so be it. Blessed be. Ooh, may we all be surrendered into this destiny wheel of life. May we always be accelerated on our path to our divine partnership. May we be accelerated on our path to fulfilling our mission, our divine purpose outside of the twin flame experience. May we all be blessed in love and light. Mwah.